I'm recording this in the middle of November, and it's that time of year again for the winter arc. This is the time of year to improve yourself and lock in before the new year comes around. And yet, you're not gonna make any progress if you're just scrolling and wasting the whole winter away. My goal with this video is to get you to the point where you're not gonna waste the winter away. And in fact, you're gonna go above and beyond just because of this one video. Now, I'll tell you, last winter was amazing for me. Like, genuinely, I got into one of the most best shape I've ever been. I stopped scrolling for a long while, and genuinely, I felt amazing. I had a big glow up as well. But the thing is, before then, I had awful winters. Because, as you know, in winter it gets cold, so usually I was stuck inside all day just scrolling and playing video games and genuinely just wasting away precious time that could have been used to improve my life drastically. And so I want to help you make that change that I did, where I went from just having an awful time during the winter to actually glowing up and becoming a better version of yourself. But this all comes down to whether or not you're going to waste this winter. And the biggest waste that I see in guys my age is scrolling. It's like, genuinely, you can see a person's future trajectory just by the fact of how much they scroll. Like, you can literally see their future ahead of them just because of one number, their screen time. And the point I'm trying to make here is that if you reduce your screen time, you are going to completely change. Like, genuinely, you're going to get to the New Year 2026, and you're not going to recognize yourself. That's how confident I am in this video. So, first things first, a winter arc is basically where you just lock in for the winter and you just change yourself. You work on yourself, you work on your habits. And a big thing that I need you to know is that you need to set goals. Like, it sounds obvious, right? I don't want this to be just a regular video, but I need you to specifically set 2 goals that are completely unrelated to scrolling. So, for example, you could be thinking about how you want to get jacked this winter, and maybe you also want to work on your diet. You want to learn how to cook better food. There. Those 2 simple goals that you're holding in your head right now, that's what you want to be focused on. Because the big mistake people make when trying to stop scrolling is that they focus on scrolling. Like, think about it. If you wanted to improve your diet, you would try to hide all of the chocolates and sweets and pastries away from your view. Like, imagine you were trying to focus, but there was this big candy bar just sitting on your desk. It's open, like, it smells sweet. You can literally see the chocolate. You can imagine it melting in your mouth. Do you seriously think that you're going to resist that? Like, genuinely, like, being completely honest with you, I wouldn't resist that. Like, I would probably eat that chocolate if there was a chocolate right now being so, like, irresistible on my desk. But that's what you need to realize. Chocolate is a lot like scrolling. It's a quick, short-term pleasure that feels good, or if we're being honest, it doesn't feel good. It just feels enough to not feel bored in the moment. But then afterwards, you feel bad. Like, you realize that, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. The simplest thing that you can do to stop scrolling is to get scrolling out of your mind. Same thing as a chocolate, just put it away so it's not on your mind. If you don't think about it, you're not going to have urges about it. It's that simple. Because let's be real, we don't have manual thoughts about scrolling. Like, we're not like, oh, I really want to go on Instagram and waste 3 hours right now. No, of course we don't, right? It's just an automatic habit at this point where you feel bored, and so you just whip out your phone. 0 thoughts in your brain, by the way. It's all subconscious. You just whip out your phone and open Instagram. What I want you to do is set those 2 goals in your head, and that's what I need you to focus on. Like, forget about scrolling. just realize that those two goals are your priority. And that's that. Like that simple step is already enough to help you out. But you probably still have that habit of scrolling, right? It's not like not thinking about it is going to help. The second thing that you need to do is to set restrictions on scrolling. And I'm using very specific wording here. I'm saying restrictions. I'm not saying blockers or trying to completely stop. I'm saying restrictions. And I want to tell you a story where about 3 years ago, I played video games basically 24/7. Like if I wasn't scrolling, I was playing video games. You know what I mean? And during that time, I played video games for long stretches of periods. Like think of like at minimum 4 hours. I preferred 8 hours, right? So anywhere from that time period. But I noticed that I enjoyed my gaming sessions much more on the weekends just because they were longer and I could really focus on the game, you know? And so what I did was I literally stopped playing video games on the weekdays. So I would come home from school and I just wouldn't play video games because I thought, I won't have enough time to enjoy it. So basically, because I wanted to have like a long gaming period so much, I basically didn't allow myself to play video games during the weekdays, and I only allowed myself to play video games twice a week. Without even realizing it back then, like this was like something that I was doing on purpose, I literally made it easier for me to stop playing video games. Because the way I want you to think about it is that it's not like you want to completely stop scrolling. Well, logically, we do want to completely stop scrolling. But if you think about it in that way, then it's going to feel like this thing that you're trying so hard to resist and you just can't. Like, Frodo's ring, you just can't resist. But if you just tell yourself that, oh yeah, I can scroll whenever I want, as long as I do X or Y, that's different. That's just saying that, oh yeah, I can do it whenever I want. It feels more like you have freedom of choice. And that's important. If you feel like you have freedom of choice, then more often than not, you realize that you don't want to scroll. And so a really practical way of putting this is you have those two goals in your head right now, right? Connect one of those goals to scrolling. So, for example, you could say that I will not open Instagram until after I have worked out today. So let's say you go work out at like 1 p.m. Then that means afterwards, by all means, go on Instagram, go on your phone, do whatever. But only if you go to the gym and you work out. That will make it so that not only are you working on those two goals, but also all of that time period from before 1 p.m. to when you wake up is free of scrolling. Like it's that simple. Like setting those kind of restrictions where you're allowing yourself to do it, but with a twist, makes it feel like it's more of a reward than it is a punishment with you trying to completely stop. That's the way I want you to think about it. So set those two goals and then set those two goals. Absolutely focus on them. Like literally forget about scrolling. And then when you have those two goals, make it so that you restrict how you go and scroll. And again, I want you to reframe this. Instead of seeing this as a punishment, see scrolling as a reward. Like, yeah, I worked hard today, so I can go ahead and relax. I can stimulate myself. That alone will completely maximize this winter. Like I promise you, those two steps alone will make you have such a better winter. And not only that, but it will also help you stop scrolling, which is actually what I mainly help people with. I help young guys stop scrolling because I remember when I was just like you, I would be scrolling and I hated myself for it. I remember all of those missed opportunities and things that I could have done if I had just put my phone down. And so my offer to you is that if you want my personal help with all of the knowledge and info that I know from my personal experiences and also all of the people that I've helped so far, then you can get one-to-one personal help with me with your scrolling addiction. And all you gotta do is click the link in the description. It will take you to a website that basically just tells you what I do, how it will help you, and you can even schedule a call with me just to chat one-on-one to see if you're a right fit for it. If you're interested, link in the description.